Managing an Amazon business is not as easy as the YouTube gurus would make it look. Trust me, I would know. Now, you've got daily checks, weekly checks, monthly checks, even quarterly checks. And if you want to know what I check in my business, then watch this video because I'll share all with you today. Stay tuned. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson and I've been selling on Amazon now for 4 years. Right now, I'm on a mission to do £1 million in my Amazon business. And you know what? That means I've got one hell of a lot of checks to get done. But enough about me. What are we going to go through today? Let's get into the content. First things first, number one, I'm going to go through why it is important to always be checking your Amazon business. Number two, I'm going to go through what are the things I'm going to be checking in my business daily. Number three, I'll be talking about my weekly checks. Number four, I'll be talking about my bi-monthly or fortnightly checks. Number five, I'll talk about my monthly checks. And finally, number six, I'll share with you my quarterly checks in my Amazon business. I know, a lot. Let's get started. Okay, so number one, why is it always important to be carrying out checks in your Amazon business? Well, let's start with an analogy. Running your business is like running a car. You've always got to be checking parts of it to make sure it's in good condition. Now, in your Amazon business, it's just like having a car. You should always have an eye on every aspect of your business, be it the deal source, the monthly expenses, the repricing, the stocks, even the items you've got in your prep center. This all adds up to the tasks that you need to monitor in your business. If you miss one aspect of your business, this can lead to problems which can affect your Amazon business badly. Now, just like a car, if one part of your business is not doing well, say for example, you've got a flat tire or no water in the engine, then you're going to have a hard time driving your car, and so your business might fail to operate. So be careful. Okay, so quick question for you guys. I'm going to go through what I'm checking in my own business now, but let me know what you're checking down below. Maybe there's something you're checking that I'm not and I need to know about. Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so that leads me nicely on to number two. What are the things that I check in my business every single day? Well, if you've watched my past videos, I always mention that I do what's known as like the 4-hour work week in my Amazon business. Now, the first things first is my admin VA checks all the parts of my Amazon business within the Amazon Seller Central account. If you want to know, I'll give you the specific things she actually checks. So, number one, customer messages, feedback, fixed price alerts, stranded inventory, unfillable inventory, my account health, my IP management, and my open cases with Amazon, including responding to them. On top of that, the next is the daily accounting reports. This involves updating what's known as our cost of goods in our P&L software, which we use Seller Toolkit. Now, what I'll do is I'll drop a link below to a 14-day free trial that you can try as well, and what I use all the time in my Amazon business. Now, once she's updated the cost of goods, she grabs what's known as a screenshot of the sales figures from the previous day and shares them in our group Slack message. Now, every day, my admin VA is sending these figures from the previous day, or for example, Monday over the course of the weekend, and including the last 7 days, just into our group so that the whole team can see how the business is performing. Now, the third thing she does is repricing in my business. Now, quite simply, what she's doing is repricing my stock in my Amazon business to get it sold. Why? Because of the restocking limits means we've got to make sure we're shifting stock at all times, not storing it for the long term. And we need that space to make sure that we're able to ship in new stock. How does she do this? Well, quite simply, she's uploading the repricing min max to our repricer and also setting minimum maximums when we need them. Maybe they're missing. Now, the fourth thing she is doing on a daily basis is working with my warehouse and their inventory. So she's always working with our prep center to keep the flow of stock moving from our suppliers right through to Amazon's warehouses. This is checking the inventory in the warehouse, and there's 4 parts to this. So the first one she is doing is getting our stock from the warehouse ready and shipped out to Amazon by creating shipments ready for our warehouse to prep and ship out to Amazon. Now, the second one, she's dealing with any problems in the warehouse. Let's call it maybe like unexpected items or maybe wrong products received, for example. Number 3, she is dealing with any overdue products where they're supposed to be coming in the last day or a couple of days and they've not happened, and she's got to chase it up with the suppliers. And then finally, number 4, she's dealing with refunds. Of course, every Amazon seller has problems or refunds in their business, i.e. this might be wrong products sent by the supplier, or it could be missing items from a delivery. It's super important for us to make sure that we're checking that and actually getting the cash back in our bank, because you know what? That's an easy source of losing money and profits. Now, wow, that is a lot, and that is just daily checks. Now, let me share with you my weekly checks, and then we'll continue onwards. That leads nicely on to number 3. What am I checking in my business weekly? So first things first, in my Amazon business on a weekly basis is generally the reports. Now I have a 1-hour meeting with my purchasing manager and then another 1-hour meeting with my admin VA, all part of this 4-hour work week. And that is to keep me updated on what is going on in my Amazon business for the whole week. Now this includes things like weekly targets, team performance, purchase performance, and sales performance for the whole week. This is super important for me to know because it allows me to see where my business is at on that road to £1 million. Now, if something's not right, it also helps me adjust what our business is doing with the team to help grow or even save it in case we're having bad sales, maybe when we have like the restock limits. Now, having weekly meetings is also good for me to check in on my team and see how they're doing and how they are feeling. It's super important to build that camaraderie within my teams. Why? Because selling on Amazon is hard, and I want to make sure the business has a great team, because if they have a great team, we have a great business. It's super important for me to check in and have that time with my team because it adds motivation. It gives me the ability to support them in achieving our £1 million a year target. Now, weekly, my admin VA will also do other tasks as well. Now, these include things such as invoice fetching. Now, of course, it's important to keep our invoices compiled as they are proof of purchase for our stocks. You know, this is going to help us should Amazon ask us any problems with maybe shipment discrepancies or proof of purchase with Amazon. But also as well, the invoices help us with the need to maintain our tax returns and in particular our VAT returns and getting the coding right. So my admin VA is also checking as well Amazon reimbursements which are overdue, and we use again Seller Toolkit. Check out that free 14-day trial below. They don't take a penny off your reimbursements. It's a great product, but also as well, it means that we're checking and making sure we're getting back all the reimbursements for any lost stock that Amazon has lost. Now, my admin VA, in addition to all of that, has other weekly tasks which are business checks within our Amazon business. Now, these things are such as checking old listings and the voice of the customer. Of course, it is important to keep our business running, and it's important as it may give an impact to our IPI score. So quite simply, if we're holding on to say too many listings, Amazon will think that we need to replenish them, which we don't, and as a result, it's going to affect our restock limit, which will also factor into our IPI score, which will also have an impact on our inventory. So every week, we're checking those restocks, we're clearing down old inventory because we want to keep our IPIs up to keep our inventory up as well. Now, that leads me nicely on to number 4. What am I checking bi-weekly or fortnightly within my Amazon business? Now, like what I said before, I've got a team of VAs, and my admin VA every 2 weeks, or pretty much every 2 weeks, is processing the payroll for that team. Now, she will process the payroll itself for the 1st and the 16th of the month, because there are pay dates that we set. But also in addition to that, my admin VA is also updating what's known as a holiday leave tracker in my Amazon business. Now this is where we track the holiday of all my VAs to make sure they have the right allowance of holiday. Now I give 1 day of paid leave for my VAs whenever they worked 1 full month. And it's very important. Why? Because this is a reward for them to say, thank you very much for your hard work. And it allows them to use this where maybe they get sick, or maybe in times of emergency, or maybe they just want a holiday. It's their time that they can use, which we give back to them to say, this is a holiday that you've earned. So tracking that, super, super important, especially when you're building a team of VAs. Right, okay, so you've heard me talking about quite a lot of my checks, and that's not all of them, but the one thing I want you to really just take away from this is the fact that there is so much to do in an Amazon business. This isn't something small, and as you grow your business, the checks only get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, hopefully you've seen that there's so much to do, and you probably can't do this on your own, or if you do, it's going to limit your ability to grow because we all only have 24 hours in a day. Now, the one thing which I'm doing is I'm utilizing the power of VAs, outsourcing my work, building a team that's going to help me grow my Amazon business. Now, if you too want to build a team, what you want to be thinking about is getting a sourcing VA. Now, why do I say a sourcing VA, not an admin VA? Well, because quite simply, a sourcing VA will find deals that you can resell, and as a result, they add value, make money in your business, which then means you can hire someone else to do the administration. Don't add costs, add value into your business to start with, and then think about hiring an admin VA after that. And if you are thinking about hiring a sourcing VA, look no further than FastTrackFBA VA Academy. This is a service I created whereby we are hiring sourcing VAs for Amazon sellers like you who are going out there finding deals. We've got a full intensive program that's completely hands-off. You do not need to worry, but we will find, hire, train, and support for 12 weeks a VA in your business, and they work for you to make sure that they get results. If you want to know more, have a look down below. I'll drop a link to the VA Academy where you can book in a free consultation call with one of my team to have your questions answered and to find out more about the service. Check it out. We are pretty much doing 30 VAs every single month for Amazon sellers like you who are serious about growing their Amazon business. Right, that leads me on to number 5. What are the things I'm checking in my business monthly? Now, one important aspect, and super important aspect actually, is that my admin VA is checking my business accounting and specifically my bookkeeping. Now, what does this mean? What she is doing is she is using a tool called Link My Books, which pulls the data from Amazon and puts it into our accounting software, Xero. Now, this is a super complex task you'd never want to do manually, and Link My Books really helps that. Now, what it does is it automatically imports Amazon settlements files and generates invoices in Xero. This just allows us to reconcile all our income and expenses for Amazon accounting to make sure that we are getting it correct on our accounting software. Now, one thing I will say, and I said it before and I'll say it again, is pulling that data from Amazon and putting it into accounting software is something you would never want to do yourself. Trust me, I've tried and it's just not worth it. But using something like Link My Books just makes it so much easier. Now, there's another tool we've used called A2X, which does the same process, but Link My Books is cheaper. And what I'll do is I'll drop a link down below if you are interested in that. But it just allows us to import the settlement data into our Amazon account. Now, she will also use Link My Books to make sure we're coding the correct tax or VAT codes to the right products using Link My Books, which is super important if you're looking at selling 0% VAT items like some of the products we do. Now, not only is my admin VA using Link My Books to pull in Amazon data, she is also reconciling that with the payments out from Amazon. But in addition to that, what she's doing is keeping on top of our stocks. Now, she does this by keeping on top of our month-end stocks, and what she does is stock takes. So she'll do a full stock take, which is open and closed stocks, and then also the stock used for the month. Why? Because we can create what's known as an accurate cost of goods sold, which we are going to need to use to enter into our accounting software, Xero, for us to yield a proper and correct profit and loss for our business. So creating the cost of goods sold, super, super important. Now, my admin VA will create a profit and loss and a balance sheet statement for my Amazon business, and she will share that with myself and my purchasing manager to give us an overview of where our business is at versus the actual accounts. Now, what she'll also do is she'll compare that profit and loss statement versus Seller Toolkit, again, that software I talked about previously, with the cost of goods from Seller Toolkit and our true cost of goods from Xero to see if they are matching up, so we can spot any discrepancies in our stock usage. Again, another really important feature, just checks and balances within our Amazon business. Now, you might think that is it, but no, there is more. So what am I doing in my business on a quarterly basis? Number 6. Now, lastly, my admin VA has quarterly checks in my Amazon business, and these are usually checks to ensure that each transaction in my accounting software are correctly coded with the correct tax rate or VAT rate, and to ensure that we have all the correct invoices that are uploaded. When I'm done, or when she's done, I will go through and check this and make sure that I'm happy through a spot check process. And once I'm happy, I will sign them off, and then she will hand it over to the accountants, which will then do a final check and submit them to HMRC or the government, should we say, for tax purposes. Now, it will always depend on your discretion and how you monitor your Amazon business. Now, always remember that being the owner of the Amazon business, you'll need to oversee and foresee every single aspect of your business to avoid it cracking and even breaking down. Now, you might have a different strategy on how you monitor your business, but the point here is that you need to know every single aspect of your business, and this is how I do it in my business. Now, quite simply, to summarize, what are the things I check in my Amazon business? Because my God, I've just talked about a lot. Let's bullet point it now so that you understand. So every day I'm going through Seller Central daily checks. I'm going through, or should we say my accounting VA is going through Seller Central daily checks, accounting daily reports of the figures and sharing them on Slack, repricing, and then the warehouse inventory updates. Now, on a weekly basis, my admin VA is going to go through weekly financial reports, weekly meetings for our weekly targets and weekly performance feedback. In addition to that, she'll go for invoice fetching. She'll then also as well do Amazon missing stock checks with Seller Toolkit, again below, and other Amazon Seller Central checks, shipments, old listings, voice of the customer. Now, every fortnight, she's going to process payroll, and in addition to that, the holiday leave tracker, update that. Monthly, she'll be checking the accounts, making sure that every single entry is correct. She'll be doing bank reconciliation versus the money coming in and going out. She'll do month-end stocks, and she'll also do the month-end review with my team. And then finally, quarterly, we are doing the VAT returns with my team or myself and the accountants. And that is it. Now, one thing I will say is managing your business is hard, and this includes maintaining good cash flow in your Amazon business. Now, if you want to know about maintaining good cash flow within your Amazon business, what I'm going to do is drop a link to a video I created around here about cash flow in and how to manage it within your Amazon business. Check that out. I think it's going to really help you like it helped me. But hey, if you've liked this video and you found it informative, give me a thumbs up. And hey, if you want to see more like this, hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos just like this. But for me, Thomas Parkinson and FastTrackFBA, thank you very much.